Hello, Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Google Hangout portion of the Social Cafe event for what day is this? January 20th. And welcome, Gail.
Hey, Deb.
And what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about goals, objectives, all part of our social media strategy, all that fun stuff. I gotta pull up my Twitter feed and see what people are chatting about. Hey, tell us some more about this Octopost.
Okay. Yeah, no, with their last, when I was talking, he was saying that some people don't see the value in blogging, and I was actually looking for the links. I've written several posts about the business value of blogs. It's very important, and we had a hangout. Somebody did, myself and 3 other people, I think we had a hangout about business blogging. I'll see if I can find it when we get finished tonight. Okay, so Octopost, remember I told you about MavSocial?
Mm-hmm.
And MavSocial is centered around images and videos that you push out to social media, and then you can see how many people share and interact. Octopost is a little more complicated. Same concept, not as pretty to look at when you're in the dashboard, but you create campaigns kind of the same way, and you push them out to social media, but it can actually track conversions. And you can actually interact in LinkedIn and Facebook groups from within the Octopost dashboard.
Which you can, I know you can do some of that with, for example, Hootsuite. You can actually interact with, say, YouTube and comment and so forth. But now I'm going to play like devil's advocate. People are saying, oh, I get my little Owly report as far as the click-through. Does Octopost, what do I want to keep on saying Octopus? Octopost go further than, say, Hootsuite Analytics?
Yeah, it's really kind of cool. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that I push a comment into a LinkedIn group, and someone sees the comment, clicks on it, comes to the site, and converts. Maybe they subscribe to something. All right. After they've subscribed, every time they see any of your social media stuff or they come back to your site, it actually tracks it in the sales funnel. Have you ever seen a marketing system like Marketo where they can actually tell, like, I'll give you an example. Like HubSpot puts out a lot of good content, so I'll go and I'll subscribe to get this white paper and I'll download it, and then a while later I'll see a different white paper and I'll download that. And so these tools can actually keep track of all the what they call touches in the sales funnel, so that when the sales team looks at someone that's subscribed or downloaded something, they can actually see how many times does that person come to the site, what pages did they look at, what did they download, and then they can look at their LinkedIn profile and see what their job description is and whether they probably are a decision maker or not. And then when the sales team contacts that person, they already know a lot about what that person's looking for, what they've been reading, what they don't know yet, and it just makes it easier for them to convert those leads. That's what they call qualified leads or high-value leads. And so Octopost actually is kind of like between MavSocial is strictly social media, but it does let you see how interactive, who's doing what in your with what you're sharing. But Octopost takes it further, and they actually track conversions and leads. And once they become a conversion, then you see the whole sales funnel and all the things that person has done.
So it's kind of like looking at a spreadsheet and seeing all the columns filled, so you can really get a good snapshot of what that customer may be looking for. So, like, I love that you use HubSpot, because I think a lot of us have at least interacted, once or heard of HubSpot as far as the content. I don't download everything that HubSpot comes out with. I probably 1 out of 3, but that means I could pull my email up and see what kind of things I'm looking for.
Right. So they can actually tell, and then they can qualify people. And I always make a point, like they have you fill out the little form and it says what's your greatest whatever. I usually put in there I'm not your I'm not a prospect.
Oh, really? I thought of doing that.
Well, because I don't want them wasting time trying to sell me something that I don't have a client big enough to pay for. Right? And so the cool thing about both MavSocial and Octopost is these are affordable for anyone. If you're serious about social media and you manage your accounts and some other person's accounts, like say you have one little client, so So you get tired of logging in and out your accounts, their accounts all day long. You need some kind of tool. You could do it with Hootsuite, but honestly, if you don't have Hootsuite today and you don't know how to use it, don't start there. MavSocial is way easy to learn. Hootsuite's not easy to set up or learn. MavSocial is easier to learn. Octopost is more powerful. I actually linked to a post that was 7 reasons why you shouldn't use Hootsuite anymore, something like that, in one of the Octopost posts I wrote. Hootsuite, was cutting edge years ago, and it's a really cool thing, and if you know how to use it, it's awesome. But if you're not using anything today, you don't want to start there. You want to try MavSocial. If you don't have to count, if you don't want to get real complicated and you don't have to count leads.
I told you before.
Uh-oh.
I told you y'all gonna have to pick my fruit out.
Log that one.
In addition to picking my fruit out.
Okay, that's interesting in the middle of our... Anyway, go on.
Here our Google Hangout. So good thing you're an editor. So anyway, if you just need a social media management tool and you want to learn from what you like, you can get better at it. For example, I'm running a test right now on MavSocial where I took the same post, and in one of the campaigns I used the image in it, and in the next campaign I used the video, and in the last campaign I used the SlideShare. So they all got pushed out to Twitter, and so I'll be able to tell over time whether one of those outperforms the others.
Hello? Oh, God.
Hey, Alex.
Hi
Where
there.
am I? I was supposed to be talking to Tiffany. Who are you people?
Oh, they must be having technical issues at Google Hangouts. Hang up and try again. You actually crashed our Hangout.
Wait, what?
You're in the middle of a Social Cafe chat Hangout.
Really?
Yes.
Am I on TV?
No, you're in a video, but most likely you'll get edited out before the final version stays on Google YouTube.
I'm that hated?
If you want to talk about social media strategies, you can hang out with us and we can chat about strategies.
Sure, I'll chat with you.
What tools are you using for social media? Obviously, you're using Hangouts.
I'm using Twitter, and I have Skype, and I have Vine, and I have Kick, and I have Whisper, and I have Twitch, and I have YouTube.
What do you find the most effective?
Twitch, because I get a lot of followers on Twitch. Like, I got 10. I have 10 followers. No, on Twitter I have like 50, so I guess Twitter.
Well, while you're here, tell us what Twitch is, because we don't know. At least I don't know.
You don't know what Twitch is? Oh my god. Twitch is like a live streaming program, kind of. It's not a program, it's a thing where you can see people live streaming live.
So is it it's an app for a smartphone?
It's not only an app, it's also a website. And I actually stream myself playing The Sims 4. I got 25 views today.
Huh. I had never heard of Twitch.
Is it only for gaming?
No, there's music and there's like talk shows on there.
More than 45 million gamers gather every month on Twitch to broadcast. So you can actually play your games and then broadcast what you're playing to everybody else, like you would on YouTube.
Exactly. Except you don't have to like record a video then upload it. You can just do it live, and then they can comment you, and then you can like try to do what they're telling you to do and stuff.
Is it mostly really young people then?
Depends on what you call young.
Young, under 25.
Yeah.
We're old. That's it's all relative.
The purple hair makes you look youthful.
Thank you. I was going to say, Gail, speak for yourself.
Are you trying to be under 25 these days, Deb?
Oh, okay, maybe not under 25. No offense. I love my under 25 years, so that's a fun time.
Oh, wait, is this a website? Hangoutqueen.com?
Well, that's a website that right now you're on. Have you done a Google Hangout before?
Yeah.
Okay. right now you're on the Google and YouTube platform.
Wait, what? Like live? What is this?
We're live in a Google Hangout.
And people are
Yeah,
so
watching.
people are watching this?
Yes, people are watching you, listening to you. Yes.
Oh, how nice. How many?
Right now, not as many as a little bit later as it gets tweeted out.
Can you link me in chat?
Well, if you want to put in the chat, if you want to put your Twitter account, I could CC you.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Okay, I'll put my Twitter. Hold on.
You know what a Twitter chat is?
No? Kind of.
You know what a hashtag is?
Who doesn't know what a hashtag is?
Okay, so a Twitter chat is a hashtag. You search for the hashtag, and at the appointed hour, everyone uses that hashtag and talks to each other.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Right, so we're in a Twitter chat, but the second half we do a hangout for 30 minutes to talk about what we were talking about in the Twitter chat.
Okay, there's my Twitter. It's a terrible picture from like 2 years ago. Don't judge. I'm lazy to take a new picture. I'm going to take a selfie right now.
Cool. Hey, while you're doing that, Gail, why don't you were telling us about Octopost. How did they come up with that name?
I have no idea. I guess because it's like having 8 hands to do things.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why people might say octopus.
I don't know the people there, so that's a total guess.
Okay.
That's what I think of.
We should interview them sometime.
Yeah, if we can get a hold of them. I do have a contact on email, but I haven't talked to them live on Skype or anything.
So on the Octopost, can you actually, on your information, can you see the actual route that people take to like, retweet your videos and your media and so forth as far as a conversion?
All right, so the one thing about these tools is they only measure what went through the tool. So like, let's say I publish my post and 30 people retweet it, because that's what happens when I publish posts on my site. Those won't be in the tool. And let's say I manually go and tweet from the post, that won't be in the tool. Only what they call campaigns. And a campaign, the way that it works is you create a campaign, which is one link basically. Let's say there's one blog post we want to promote. That's our campaign. We write a broad post. And then we click on the tabs for Facebook and edit it to make it better for Facebook, and click on Twitter and make it better for Twitter, and click on Google Plus and make it better for there. You click on each tab to edit what your main message was. You know how most messages don't change that much? Like add more stuff for Facebook, add a hashtag or whatever. And so then you can schedule those. And Octopost has this neat feature where you can tell it to like randomly send it out sometime between 8 and 5 Monday through Friday, or whatever days or hours you want. And so it's like a randomizer type thing.
So then you can go back later and see when your followers were online.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, it just randomly sends it out, and then you can, you'll have a whole lot of data to look at later to see, what worked best. Which pictures work best, what text worked best. You could test, like, a campaign is like that one post. Like, I created 3 separate campaigns for the same post because I wanted to test the image against the video against the SlideShare.
Okay. And when will you have the information as far as which one did better?
Well, honestly, for most people, even for me with 57,000 followers, it may not gather very much data. During a Twitter chat, we might test it sometime, send some stuff out to the Twitter chat, because then it would get more interactions. Or actually say, okay, everybody favorite and retweet this and see what happens.
Okay, so you actually need a lot of interaction in order to get valuable data.
Well, yes, in any kind of testing, whether you're talking about conversion testing, A/B split testing, or social media testing, the average tweet doesn't get any interactions. I mean, think of all the tweets you make that never get retweeted or favorited, or have replied to them, right?
Alex, is that something that's available on Twitch? Are you able to tweet out what's going on in gaming?
Well, normally people attach their Twitch to their Twitter, and then you can, whenever you start streaming, it will tweet all your followers.
Okay, so take snapshots of what's going on in your game and then sends it out to your followers?
It makes like it tweets it makes an announcement that you were streaming at this time.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so streaming more like, for example, okay, I'm gonna put this and translate this for old people. So it's like you're streaming your game in the same way that someone would watch, for example, YouTube streaming.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So then the tweet goes out to say, hey, come watch me here, in the same way that we might tweet and say, come watch the Hangout here.
Yep.
Right.
Is it okay if I tweet this? Because I just tweeted it.
Yeah. How long can you Twitch for? Like, how long does it stream? Indefinitely, or an hour, or 10 minutes?
I think it's unlimited. I'm pretty sure it's unlimited.
I've never seen the Twitch on Twitter, and I live on Twitter.
Maybe it's just coming off as a link, and we didn't realize that that's actually something streaming. Since it's not graphical.
Notice if something were streaming. Probably nobody her age group or is following me.
So you're not there. Okay, no, I'm not laughing at you, Gail. I'm just that does make sense. There's a different Twitter community.
Right. Well, just so you know, since we didn't do intros today, and we'll give our intro to her. We're social media people. Like, I am a small business marketing strategist who works with really small businesses and mentors bloggers who are serious about social media.
I want to start a blog. Sounds fun.
Well, you fell into the right group if you want to start a blog.
Are you on Tumblr?
No, I need to make a Tumblr. I had a Tumblr, then forgot the password. Then you have to make a new one, but that takes forever.
You could set one. I have a Tumblr account. I don't spend a lot of time in there, but I think that's a pretty easy platform to start out with, where you can do a lot of really media-rich type things.
You might look at Medium too. You might like that just as much or better.
On what? I'm sorry. I was texting my mom that I'm on a talk show.
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah. Isn't that the one that Gary Vee uses?
Medium.com?
Gary Vee. Medium.com. Is that? Yeah. You just go there and click write a story and start blogging. There you are. It's a little different, I think, than Tumblr. I don't use either one of them. I don't know that Tumblr is going to be around forever. Yahoo bought them.
That's true.
But some people love Medium. Some people love Tumblr. You can always go with WordPress.com or Blogspot.
Can I ask what that noise is in the background that keeps going?
Sorry.
That's my fault. I need to mute my other computer. I actually use two computers, and I normally think to mute the other one. That's Skype. That's people sending me Skype messages.
I didn't know if mine was going off or yours. I know we're in the same group, so we're seeing the same message. It's like, okay, I'll stop sending you messages because I'm making noises. We have people watching saying maybe we should do a gaming session. Thanks, Con. That's a great suggestion.
That was the message. Con said, should we do a gaming session? And I'm actually talking to Mark W. Schaefer right now from Grow.com. Is that right? It's Grow.
Gaming?
I always think of it as Grow. Is that the whole URL? I don't think it is. It is businessesgrow.com. Michael W. Schaefer, good guy to know, and that's his Twitter user, Michael W. Schaefer.
Wait, hold on. What was that? I'm gonna tweet him.
Michael, oh, you'll never spell it right. It's Michael. It's Mark. I'm sorry, Mark W. Schaefer. M-A-R-K.
R-W.
S-C-A-F-E-R. Okay, that's Mark.
Quick. And what does Mark do?
He does what I do, basically, except with bigger clients.
Okay. Does he work with people that do gaming?
No, but he has a site. His site is about growing businesses, too. That's why I think of it as Grow. I think of that because it's got, like, brackets around the Grow part. So when I think of him, I think of the Grow. But it's actually businessesgrow.com. And I'm sorry, Mark, I said Mike. Deb's husband is Mike, and I was just talking to him, and so I'm getting old. My brain isn't working as well.
Maybe you need to go try Twitch and get, like, brain cells activated.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all the beeping in the background, which I have muted now.
And Con just announced that Mark wrote a book, Tao of Twitter.
Yeah, Mark has, I think, written more than one book. He's a famous person.
Wait, hold on. You have a Skype?
He is a famous person. We just people in our group don't know him because he works with bigger brands. Yes, he has publications in print. Social Media Explained, The Tao of Twitter, Return on Influence, Born to Blog, Social Boom, and How to Build a Blog Community, Engagement from Scratch.
Ooh, I like the sound of that last one.
Actually, I've got copies of that book. I think that's how I met Mark, was I got a review copy of that book from the publisher.
So which of those books would be relevant to what we were chatting about tonight as far as goals and objectives and how to reach those goals?
Well, engagement is basically engagement. It applies to any kind of engagement. Oh, and Social Boom, of course, Born to Blog, She Wants to Blog. I haven't seen his other books. Return on Influence would be very interesting. Winner of the American Library Association's Business Book of the Year Award. Got to be a good book, right?
And I'm sure that sounds really interesting to Alex, Business Book of the Year. No, I'm trying to remember. It's like...
Well, basically, that would tell me that, there's a whole lot of books published every year. Massive quantities of books. So if you're the best book of the year to somebody, you're obviously a really good book.
So even if it's dull reading, and by the way, Mark, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking in theory. At least you know that as you read it, you're getting valuable stuff there that you could apply.
Right. I don't think it'd be dull. I think he'd be interesting to read. I read a lot of his content. I think his book, Social Media Explained, would be very valuable to people that are new to social media.
That's fine, Alex.
We're laughing.
Yeah, I would announce that, but that would lack class, so you can reverse engineer. So, going way back to, this is about goals, but I'm still stuck on the Octopost. And
Okay.
we heard about it from Christy. Isn't that where we heard about it?
Well, what happened was I ran across it, and I noticed that Christy Hines' Twitter feed had Octopost shortened links in it, and so I knew she was using it, so I Skyped at Christy and said, hey, you're using Octopost, and then when I had some questions about it, I just asked her. It was faster than emailing someone and waiting for a response.
Makes
And
sense.
so we did discuss it, and then I wrote the post on GrowMap today, and I actually wrote another post about B2B measurements on SEOchat.com. And so that post is live today.
I have to look that up and add links. By the way, do you think that's something that's growing? This does relate back to our whole goals, and I mean, what good is it to have goals if we don't know how close we're coming to the goals and objectives? But is that something that you've seen more and more people curious about the analytics and measuring?
Well, I think that you have to. All right, we have way too much stuff to do. There's too many social networks. If you knew, like, what some of the best information I saw first in a webinar that Octopost put out, and towards the end of that webinar, it said that 22% conversion rate at LinkedIn. Well, that's amazing, right? And they had all these stats where people got massive traffic from Facebook, but no conversions to speak of. But only a little bit of traffic from LinkedIn got 22% conversion rate. Now that'll make you stand up and look.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, if you really want to know, you need to know whether you're actually getting leads, if that's your goal, or you're actually getting conversions. It could be selling your book or getting a subscriber. But if you mostly just want to know, how well am I doing on social media? What am I sharing that people like? What am I sharing that they don't like? And the other thing you could see, like now that you can like push it to, say, LinkedIn groups, I'm in 50 LinkedIn groups, except I'm not active in all of them, but I'm in 50 LinkedIn groups. You could actually, over time, see that this one group you're in, no matter what you share, they never interact with you. And so maybe that's a group you'll let go and spend that time in a different group.
And you can see that in Octopost.
Right. And so, well, you can also see that in Mass Social. They both let you know whether people are interacting with what you're sharing. And so over time, you'll start making observations, some of them conscious and some of them unconscious. If you like share something you thought was really cool, but nobody ever interacts with it when you use that style of image, for example, But when you share this other kind of image, you get a lot more responses. When you start seeing those, you'll start getting better and better at what you're sharing.
It makes sense. So how can we apply that to Twitch?
Oh, I was about to ask you. Should I stream this on Twitch?
If you know how, I suppose she could. Is that okay with you?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I mean, it's public. It's not like we can say no. You could do it if you wanted to.
Twitch.tv /
So, while Alex was pulling that up, Gail, when you were talking earlier about doing like an A/B test, but you're doing 3, that with the video, the image, and the SlideShare, was that on Mav Social or was that on Octopost?
That one I did on Mav Social. I actually have a trial account on Mav Social. I have access to someone else's trial account on Octopost. And I should mention for those who are interested seriously, Mav Social's beginning price is $30 a month, and it's $49.99 or $49 something. I think it's probably $49.99 is the beginning post for Octopost. That's the beginning price for the smallest account. Now, if you manage 25 blogs and they all have 4 or 5 social media accounts, then you're going to have to talk to the people and work something out because the plans don't go up that high.
Okay.
And I've had some talks with Chris over at Mav Social about that the average small business I work with has 5 accounts, and the smallest account only lets you have 8. So that's not really even 2 whole clients. And so we've actually talked about that, and they're thinking about how they might accommodate people like us who have far too many social accounts.
Makes sense. And by the way, I'm interviewing Matthew Holden from Mav Social tomorrow night on WebTools Wiki, WebTools TV.
What time?
It's 25 hours from now, so 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so I just got a message from Mark, and I said, I was asking him where else he was active, and I mentioned Growth Hackers, Inbound.org, ThreadWatch, BizSugar, Just Retweet, Viral Content Buzz, and he didn't know what any of those were and asked what the common thread was. See, this is the difference between the corporate world he's in and the world we're in. We all know what all these things are, but the corporate world has never heard of them.
And then there's a third world that Alex is in.
All right,
Yes.
so what is the common thread among these sites? And he said, were they content distribution sites? I said, yes, content distribution, and to get social shares. And he said, you will love my new book then. It is entirely about content ignition. It's called The Content Code, and it'll be out in about 6 weeks.
Cool. Cool.
So that's brand new, hot off the presses. I hope it's not a secret. He's actually talking to me in Skype. We use Skype for everything. And my philosophy is this. Skype, to me, using email after you use Skype all the time, using email is as slow compared to Skype as it would be to use snail mail compared to email.
You still use email?
No, that is precisely my point. In our generation, my philosophy is don't email me. I probably won't ever answer it. If you want my attention, get me on Skype.
What's your Skype?
GrowMap. I'm GrowMap everywhere. That's my funny-looking avatar, the shield, the stop sign with the arrow on it. And my site is growmap.com, and my username on everything is GrowMap. I'm really easy.
Gail Gardner from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, except not on Twitch, because I didn't even know what a Twitch was.
And speaking of, Alex, did you want to stream that and show us what Twitch looks like?
I am working on it. I'm having some technical difficulties.
We might have to try that in another episode because we have about 30 seconds left for this one.
Oh, well, this is awkward.
So this was quite an interesting hangout, don't you think, Tim?
It's very educational. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate you stopping in.
You're welcome.
And thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another Social Cafe. And join us next week, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we have another Twitter chat for the first half hour and a hangout for the last half hour. Great seeing you, and thanks, Gail. Thanks, Alex.
Bye, Deborah.